awesome. So what happens at this night, I've been running this show since the year 2000. I know, you're like, you're 23. How could that be? No. Yeah, I started in Calgary, and I've been doing it off and on Main Street since 2001 when I moved here. I'm very excited to be here. Glad you guys are all here. So what happens at Teen Angst Night, so we all get on the same page, people are going to get up on the stage, and they are going to read verbatim things they wrote when they were teenagers. Sound fun? But it's got to follow a couple rules. And the rules are, number one, it has to be something that you wrote yourself. Okay? You can't get up on stage and read your ex-boyfriend's bad poetry. That's how the night began. That's what inspired it. But no, it's like, no, that's too much of an evil bitch thing to do, and I'm not an evil bitch. I have a lot of really bad poetry, and I will share that with people. And you know what? It turns out it's way funnier. So the first rule, it has to be your own, no meanness. Second rule of Teen Angst Night, it must have been written by you between the ages 10 to 19. Okay, anything younger, it's just a little too twee. It's like, I am in grade 2 and I wrote about a princess. Don't care. No one cares. Anything older than 19, most of the audience will think, you should have known better. Right? The only exception to that rule is if you were homeschooled. Right? Like it could go either way. Or maybe, if you're like a 20-year-old man, it's like, okay, I get it. You mature later. So those are like our boundaries. But the third rule is the most important rule of Teen Angst Night, and that is the work you share on this stage this evening, you cannot be proud of. Okay? No one cares that you got an award or got accepted to some fantastic program based on this short story you wrote. No! That is not entertaining. I want stuff that you read it and you have a physical reaction. Like you cringe or you want to throw up. Or you definitely want to burn all this evidence. That is the good stuff. So with that in mind, are you guys ready to start Teen Angst Night? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start off, since we got so many newbies, with one of my favorite pieces to start off with. And things you should know about me. As a teenager, so I grew up in suburban Calgary. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a neighborhood called Oak Ridge, so all the streets were like Oak Fern Way, Oak Fern Crescent, Oak Fern Street, Oak Fern Place, Oak Side Place. Oh, it's just awful. I really wanted my bedroom to be painted black, but instead, it was like a light lilac. I was so angry about that. And I also really felt, especially in my early teen years, which was when I was the most prolific, I felt like I had the soul of a poet. But aside from my parents' divorce, I had no life experience to write poetry about. So I just opened up the channel and let the muse drop in, and rhyming took over. So with that in mind, I'm gonna share one of my favorite poems. I was 12 years old, suburban Calgary. This is what I wanted this is a poem that started off by being what I wanted my ideal boyfriend to be like, and then rhyming takes over. So I encourage you all to shout out the obvious rhymes. I think you can do it. This poem is called He. He can stand out in the crowd. He really makes me proud. Gold star. But he's above me on a cloud. Yes, good job. He told me what he was vowed. Yeah. Rhyming dictionary time. He told a lie when he was high. Yes, good job. He watched the angels pass him by. Yeah. Looked at them with a sigh, for they moved and he stayed, tied to die and die and die. Yeah, I wanted my bedroom painted black and covered with blood. No, okay. He took my heart apart. I'm in pain. That's his game. Yeah. What a shame. Very good, guys. Tied to die and die and die. And there's a times 2. and die and die and die. I found him dead in my bed. Yeah. Once someone shouted out shed, and I was like, that's even better. Put a bullet in his head, yeah, with a note that, yeah, I wrote said, but it should be read, right? And the note said, now it's time to die and 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 everyone die. No, not sigh. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's my bad poetry. Yeah, so with that one, I don't know if you could tell that I really tried to create a chorus in my poetry. I did spend a lot of time in garages watching my friends' bands play growing up. And this is a poem I wrote at the age of 13 called I Want to Write a Song. It's also terrible. My emotions I want to express. Tell them as fast as Federal Express. How do you make it clear? Make it feel like you are near. I want to write a song. I want to hear the gong of people understanding my feeling. I want to write a song. I can't write. Why do I bother? I bother because I want to write a song. I wrote about Kong. I have no idea what that is. I wrote about Vietnam. Nope. I want to write a good song. I tried to write a song. Could not hear the gong. I tried to write a song. It was bad. Oh, thank you. Yeah, wrong. Yeah, that would have, I don't know. I'm 13 years old. This is the last poem I'm going to read before I bring out our first reader. So I'm going to do a shameless plug right now. When I published 10 years ago, when I published this book, Teen Angst, A Celebration of Really Bad Poetry, I created different categories for all the types of teen angst that was out there, and the one that I'm reading from this evening is like pointless ramblings. So quite often there's a lot of, like you'll see tonight, there's like the I'm alone, I'm alone, no one understands my pain is a common theme you'll hear tonight. Like I will never love again is another common theme. Fuck off is a great theme, so on and so forth. But this is just pointless ramblings where you thought you had something to say, but you didn't. So this is called Packin', age 12. Pack your stuff, it's time to leave. Shut the suitcase, hanging out's a sleeve. Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to go, but we're moving somewhere new. No one's been there before. Take the highway 101 straight to hell. No one's on the road. Leave no note. Leave your boat. Yeah. Leave your goat. Yeah. Pack your stuff, it's time to go. Don't want to? Fine. I'll leave you behind. I'll be happy by myself. I'll dance with the elf. Pack my stuff, it's time to leave. Shut the suitcase. Hanging out's a sleeve. That's the end of the poem. Yeah. I should reiterate, like, I never did drugs as a teenager. But I did listen to The Doors, so that might explain that last poem.